Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We'll also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 189 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame. Now, this is only my second year ever running. Within the first full year in 2020, I was able to run 1,002 miles, and I did that within 175 days out of the 365 within the year. So me going for 365 in a row this year not only is a huge step up, 100% just in the amount of days, but in a row too. But I'm also going for 1,500 miles, which is a 50% step up in the amount of miles compared to last year's miles. I also challenged myself to run two big races during this time frame. One of them being a 50K trail race, an ultra marathon, and a actual Detroit Free Press Marathon. I was able to finish the ultra marathon. That was in June. Got that done in 7 hours, 15 minutes, so I am officially an ultra marathoner. And was able to continue the streak even after that run. I think that was day 156. Now we are sitting here on day 189. So smoothly got past that. Now we are looking forward to the actual Detroit Free Press Marathon coming up here in October. I'll be doing the Free Press Marathon along with the 5K and the competitive 1 mile. When you do all three of them, it's considered the Motor City Challenge, the supreme one, I think. So that is what I'm going for. It's the hardest one they have. That is what I'm going to be doing this year as well. So really looking forward to that race here in October. Other than that, let's talk about actually, today, the miles that we put in. So today was day 189 in a row. And I put in another 10K. Put one in yesterday, put another one in today, just over a 10K. I put in it says 6.7, but I think it came up a little bit short. Yeah, it came up to 6.67. So 6.6 for the day. That put me at 22.8 miles for the week, which put me at 48.6 miles for the month, which put me at 849.7 miles for the year. Let's quickly focus in here on the monthly miles, 48.6. Every single month, I challenge myself to do a 100-mile challenge, and I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate money, and I also start a fundraiser that coincides with the 100-mile challenge that I'm running, where we raise money and try to raise awareness for that charity as well. So for the first 6 months, we were able to raise money for 6 great charities. Now we're sitting here in the 7th month. So for the month of July, the 100-mile challenge is in honor of the Detroit Phoenix Center. And what they do is they work to help the youth homeless within the Detroit area, anywhere from age 13 to 26, if they need help trying to find a home, even just with their hygiene, if they need to take a shower, clean up, if they need help maybe getting a resume, finding a job. So they just try to help rehabilitate the youth homeless within the Detroit area. So that is what this fundraiser is about this month. So if you'd like to donate to this month's fundraiser, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram story, or the Defining Discipline Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram story, or my personal page's Facebook story. Within those stories, you can find the link to donate on the very top where it says donate on Facebook. You just click on that link. It'll open up another page in which you are able to donate. All donations that get made to this fundraiser go directly to this fundraiser. 0% of your, all 100% goes to this, 0% goes to Facebook. Facebook is a third party, but they are doing this where they're not taking any percentage of the donations that get made. That's why we continue to do it through Facebook. Not to mention it's one of the top social media platforms and the best one to spread awareness through. So, if you were unable to donate, though, and you'd still like to help out, the best thing you can do is just click on that share button as well, guys. Add it to your story if you don't want it on your page permanently. Just add it to your story. The best thing to do is we're just trying to get as many eyes on it. We're trying to raise awareness. So if you can't donate money, the next best thing you can do is just raise awareness by letting people see it. Maybe they don't even know what this cause is about, and them just getting their eyes on it, maybe it'll, put it in their brain. So later down the road, when they go to donate, they're thinking, hey, I want to donate to a cause that's like this, and they'll remember it. Maybe they donate later if they don't donate now. The point is we're trying to raise awareness for these causes as well as money. So click that share button. Even if you've donated, click that share button. Let's get as much awareness for this charity and this cause throughout the month of July here. Other than that, we talked about daily, monthly, weekly miles. I did start a new challenge where I wanted to really try to start reading more to expand my vocabulary, become a better reader in general, just because it's something that I struggle with, especially when I try to do really in-depth reading where I'm learning. I'll start reading. I think everyone may do this where they read and they'll continue to read, and then they'll be halfway through and not realize what they just read because their mind's somewhere else as they're reading. I do that a lot, so I've been trying to become a more concentrated reader and be able to absorb more of what I'm reading. And to do that, I need to read more. So I challenged myself to read every single day. Yet again, I did not read last night or today yet. But I will try to read here tonight and really force myself, because now I think it's been like 6 days now, maybe in a row, that I haven't read. But I've also challenged myself to do a word of the day. So I have been continuing those. I think I did miss 2 days when I was on vacation up north, but here is the word of the day for today. It is mulct. MULCT, and is to punish by a fine, to defraud, especially of money, swindle, or to obtain by fraud, duress, or theft. So, that is the word of the day. Let's say it one more time. Mulct. I got mulct. All right. The book I am reading, though, just to give it a touch up, the book I have been reading is Jordan Peterson's Beyond Order. It is the second book in his 12 Rules for Life book. The first one really helped me change my attitude on my life in general, and really helped me get going and start my running, and just really change my mentality and my outlook on life. So I really was grateful for that book, and I really wanted to get this book and continue on. The first book was more about order and trying to, create some order within our lives, because it was something that I surely lacked. So I needed to have that order within my lives. But now this book is more how to deal with chaos and how we need chaos within our lives as well. So it's kind of like the yin and yang. So I'm really excited about this book, but I'm still, again, like only on the second rule, haven't really read. It takes me a while to get through it, so I haven't read much, and I haven't read in the last few days because I've just been so busy with the baby, getting these episodes up, and just outside life. But I'm going to really try to get some reading in tonight and tomorrow morning as well. So that is the book. Other than that, let's just talk about today's episode. Today is day 189. For today's episode, guys, I want to talk about something, attitude. And the reason I want to talk about attitude is because even to this day, it's something I truly need to work on. I have gotten, remarkably better. I can see the improvements I have made over the years. But my overall attitude, I could have a better attitude, and it's something that I really want to work on, and I want to talk about it. For me, I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I have a pretty good attitude in general, but sometimes when I get in a bad mood, if I get in a bad mood, or sometimes even the smallest stuff can shift my attitude from being like the nicest person around just to not even being maybe necessarily mean to you or to around, but just you could just tell my attitude completely flips. It's almost like where maybe I don't recognize it at the time, but looking back and thinking on it, I feel like it's something that people necessarily don't want to be around when I'm doing it. It's like me being like a big baby, like woe is me, and I think that's something that I did a lot of. I think it's something that maybe we all have done at some point in our lives, but the whole thing is recognizing it and really trying to change that attitude and that outlook. And I really wanted to talk about attitude today, guys, because the attitude, from what I've noticed this past 2 years, is the attitude that you carry with you, especially on a day-to-day basis, will really, really determine how your outlook on life, not only your outlook, but how you're actually going to end up in life. I'm a true believer that whatever you put into your head will come to fruition. I believe that if you tell yourself negative thoughts, if you tell yourself it's not possible, if you have a negative attitude, negative things are going to happen. You're never going to get it done. You are just putting yourself into a cycle that you do not want to be in because of your attitude towards it. And I truly believe, honestly believe, if you have a positive attitude, if you have a positive outlook, if you truly believe that even if the times seem so hard and it seems like your faith is being truly tested, but if you have that attitude and you have that positivity and you know that no matter what, it's going to work out, I truly believe that it is capable. I think that whatever you truly want, whatever you put your mind to, whatever you tell yourself, you can do. I truly believe it, and I think it all starts with that attitude. And if you have a positive attitude, if you have the attitude that I can, you will get it done. If you have the attitude of I can't, you will not get it done. You are only holding yourself back with a negative attitude. You are only bringing those around you down with a negative attitude. Like I said to begin with this, about me having an attitude that no one wants to be around. If you have a negative attitude, no one wants to be around you. And if they do want to be around you, there's a great chance in hell that they also have a negative attitude if they're around you a lot and they love being around you with your negative attitude. And what happens is when you start hanging out with negative people and you're a negative person, and it just continues to grow and grow and grow, and the people around you will continue to become more and more negative. Try to be that one changing factor, okay? Maybe you are surrounded by negative people. Maybe that is what is keeping you negative. Maybe your attitude is negative because everyone within your household is negative. All your friends may be negative. But that may be the case, but that is still no excuse to be negative. That should be even more reason to be and to have a positive attitude to not only help you get through that situation, but to hopefully reflect it onto the people around you. Because I'm telling you, everything is connected. And what I mean by that is, it just takes a little bit to get the momentum going. And if you're surrounded by negative people and everyone's negative and one person starts to become positive and continues to be positive and continues to strive towards positive things, and positive things continue to start happening for them because of their attitude, and people start to recognize this and start to see it, the negative people around them, maybe that one person that is positive surrounded by these, let's just say 5 close negative people, if that one person can just get to that one other person, okay, that makes 2 to 4 instead of 1 to 5, or just 6 negative people Or we could have 1 to 5, because that one person decides to change, and that person could be you. And then you have 1 to 5, and then maybe you get one other person who's really close to you, who's still kind of negative, but they're starting to come positive. Maybe you can reflect a good positive attitude towards them, that they can become positive and have a positive attitude, which can reflect on to the next person, and to the next person, and to the next person. It is a huge chain reaction of attitudes, and it's true. I really do believe this, and it's something that it's all it took for me. It took just a little bit of positive reinforcement within my life when I truly needed it the most, and it was from people I don't even know. I got it for myself through YouTube, from influential speakers, and through podcasts and all of that. So it wasn't like it was even someone came up to me and, personally in my life that really changed it. There are some people that really have helped me and pushed me forward, but my biggest attitude change was me really recognizing my negative attitude in life in general, and continually wondering why all these negative things continued to happen in my life, and why I continued to be negative. And I wasn't putting two and two together. I'm being negative, and negative things are happening in my life. Okay, let me continue to be negative a little bit more, because negative things are happening in my life. But now that I'm being more negative, even more negative things are happening in my life. And even more negative things. And it's just this cycle that I realized I kind of fell into. And it wasn't until I decided I wanted to try to break the cycle. I want to try something different. I want to try and just try it. I'm going to try to change my attitude. I'm going to try to change my habits. I'm going to try to exercise more. I'm going to try to drink less. I'm going to try to not party so much, and really focus on my body, my mental health. Try to learn more about how I can become healthier, some healthier diet, some things that really help my brain, some nootropics and things that I can start taking, some vitamins. And I started really trying to shift into a positive attitude, a positive outlook. And I started telling myself things are going to work out, and all I got to do is stay strong and stay working at it, stay on a good path. And I'm not saying everything's perfect. There's plenty room for improvement. Like I said, every day I need to improve on my attitude. There's plenty of other things I need to improve on, but my overall health, my overall mental health, I feel great, and it's something I want to continue to share with people, because I think it's truly important to, like I said, it starts with attitude, even if it's just telling yourself how things are going to be. If you always tell yourself, oh, bad things always happen to me, I can never catch a break, and, someone must have it out for me, blah, 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 things are going to continue to happen. It's not until you tell yourself, well, maybe there's a reason why things continue to happen to me. Maybe I need to have a better outlook. Maybe I need to also apply myself a little bit more and do some things that I wasn't really doing. It wasn't until I really had that self-reflection on my attitude, because not only did I have that attitude, but my attitude also reflected on my performance. With a bad attitude, I had a bad performance. With a good attitude, my performance has gone up. And all these things reflect, and not even reflect, all these things are tied in to your attitude. So try to have a good attitude. It's something that I cannot emphasize enough. Try to have a good attitude, even in the harshest moments. That's something that's really hard for me in the heated moments, when I'm driving, or certain things where really will get on my nerves or something like that. And I can really feel my attitude getting out. And sometimes, as of late, I've been really able to really been better at holding it in by taking some deep breaths, and just not letting my anger or my attitude get the best of me, and really taking control of my attitude and changing it back to a more positive attitude. So that's something I have been working on. But I don't want to keep you guys too much longer, because I think we're almost 20 minutes into this episode. So thank you guys so much for listening. For your daily discipline today, day 189, it is to change your attitude, guys. It is to have a positive attitude. From here on out, every single day, tell yourself positive affirmations. Have a positive attitude. Go out there, think positive thoughts. Think you are capable of great things. 2.5 years ago, you would ask me before I started running, hey, will you be able to run 31 miles on a trail within 2 years? I would have told you, no, you're crazy. And it wasn't until I really went through that big mentality change and that attitude change that I was able to really tell myself, you know what? I can do 31 miles. If I can do this much right now, and I'm seeing my progression throughout the first year, and I'm about to do a marathon, and then when I did my first marathon, I realized, well, if I can do a marathon, maybe it wasn't the best time. I didn't do the best marathon. It wasn't a crazy marathon. It wasn't even officially timed, but I was able to do it. So if I can do that, I can get out there and do 6 more miles, 7 more, or 5 more miles. Like, come on. Why not? And all it took was, again, it was just a little bit of attitude shift. It was just me starting a a change in my life that really started to develop and started to grow with me working on it on a day-to-day basis, because I had a day-to-day attitude change of, I'm going to do this. I can do this. This is easy. Or not, let's be honest. I never said this was easy, but I was telling myself this is possible. This is attainable. This is something that I can do. It's not going to be easy, but it's doable, and it's going to be worth it, and it's going to be rewarding, and it's something that I have really got out of this. So again, for your daily discipline today, guys, it is to really change your attitude and have a positive attitude. Start cutting out these negative attitudes, because they're only bringing negative results. Positive attitudes bring positive results. Negative attitudes bring negative results. Whatever you want within your life, you're going to get within whatever attitude you are putting out into the world. So for that reason, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And the attitude I want to leave with you guys is, I want to tell you how grateful I am. 189 days I've been able to run this year. It's been such a journey. So many great things have happened just throughout this year. From my daughter being born, to me being able to do my first ever ultra marathon, to doing the most miles I've ever done in a month, 150, to the most I've ever done in a week, and just doing all these crazy things, being able to travel and run all these different trails and see parts of Michigan I've never seen, and being able to really enjoy it and actually really soak it in, because I'm out there running and absorbing it and looking around and taking everything in. And it's just been such a great experience, and I've been so grateful and so appreciative of it. And I've been doing this podcast to follow it, and like I said, it's been really helping me out, keeping me really structured. Sometimes, like I said, it's a pain in the butt, and sometimes I don't want to do it, including the runs. But being able to really get out there and do it every day, it's really helped me out, and I've been truly, truly grateful. And I'm so glad to continue this journey, and I'm thankful for you guys listening and following along, whoever has been. And I do plan to really, really try to start implementing some guests here. That is something I really want to really work on. So that is something that is also going to try to come up here. So other than that, thank you guys so much for listening. Episode 189, day 189. This is the Defining Discipline podcast. I am your host, Scott. If you guys can, please give this podcast a like, a subscribe, a share, and a follow on our Instagram, our Facebook, our YouTube, our TikTok, and whatever podcast streaming platform you guys have been following along and listening on. So other than that, thank you so much. Day 189 officially now in the books. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 190. It truly, truly seems unbelievable that we're this far in to the year. It really seems like last week that I was on still episode like 30 or whatever. Like still feels like I'm only a month or two in. It doesn't feel over half of the year in and 190 days in. So it's a really cool feeling, guys, and I'm so grateful and thankful for that. So again, for today, try to have a positive attitude. Let's keep this attitude moving forward. Let's try to really, I'm like completely brain fart. There's like a word, it's such an easy word too, I'm looking for, and I can't find it. So I feel really bad. So I definitely need to go upstairs and start reading. But we really need to take our attitude and let it just reflect it so other people can see it and try to absorb it and take in, and maybe their attitudes can improve as well. Let's try to improve our own attitudes in order to improve other people's attitudes. That is the goal. So thank you so much for following along and listening to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 190. Peace out.